I've read over 5,000 resumes as a recruiter, admissions consultant, and even when hiring my own team. And most of them lose my interest immediately, or my admissions consulting brain will kick in and I'll start mentally editing for clarity. So today I'm sharing 15 tips for how you can build a resume that will get you noticed by MBA and master's admissions committees. And these are not generic resume tips. They are graduate business school specific and based on the thousands of applications I've helped students submit. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Caitlin, an Oxford MBA and admissions consultant who has helped hundreds of students win interviews and offers to all the top business schools in the world. Number one, the academic resume myth. Most applicants will recycle their job resumes for MBA or master's applications. Big mistake. The grad school resume is not the same. They're looking for leadership, impact, and academic promise. And you need to reshape your resume with that in mind. Number two is tailor it every time. The first thing you want to do is go to the program's websites and check to make sure they didn't provide you with a required template, meaning they want you to put your resume into their template. Some schools will have that. The next thing you need to think about is that you're going to be tailoring your resume to every single one of the programs that you're applying to. And I'll tell you, small tweaks go a long way. For example, several years ago, I had a student applying to 4 different Master in Financial Engineering programs with me, and we made 4 different versions of his resume because every one of the schools specified different preferences. We changed font size, resume length, sections included, and the content. For example, Cornell's MFin program specified that they wanted to know about publications and what they called your original work or research, which includes any research that you did in your undergraduate degree. So for that program, my student and I added 7 different individual and group papers that he had done that was relevant to the program and to his career interests. We also included 3 publications that were not in journal articles, but were on the university's website. Then, for example, Carnegie's MS and Computational Finance program specified that they preferred you only list internships that were formal, where you were hired as an employee. Any other internship that was maybe informal or you paid to complete had to go under a different section called projects. So we had to move one of his internships under a new section we called projects. Number 3 is 1-page max impact. Unless you are a senior executive applying to an executive master's program, then you need to fit your resume onto 1 page. Period. We need to get it to 1 page because it can show the admissions committees that you are able to cut out the noise, cut out the fluff, and give them the impact or what matters most. Now, there are rare exceptions to this 1-page rule for people who have less than 10 years of work experience, and that would be for programs like Carnegie Mellon's, where they want your font size to be 12, which is massive for a resume. So then naturally your resume is going to go onto 2 pages, even if you have less than 10 years of work experience. But these are rare cases. So if they didn't ask you to make your font size really big, or they didn't ask you to list out all of the research papers you've done in your undergraduate degree, then you need to keep it to 1 page, even if they say it needs to be 1 to 2 pages. So if you can't get it to be on 1 page, then that means that you just need to be a little bit more strategic about what you're choosing to include on your resume. Number 4, no photos or summaries. We need to forget about the headshots, the objectives, or a summary. You've got your essays, your interviews, both human and non-human for those. So we want to save the space on your resume for your accomplishments. Another thing is your LinkedIn profile. Leave it off your resume for the graduate school applications. The reason is because if a school wants to see your LinkedIn profile, they will ask you for it in a separate field within the application. The schools that don't have that field don't want to see it, so don't add it to your resume. And the same thing goes for your headshot. There are very few schools out there that will ask you in the application to upload a headshot. And in that case, it's appropriate to include it. So it's appropriate to include it in the application itself, but you never add your headshot to your resume. Number 5, numbers equal proof. Adjectives are cheap. Numbers show real impact. If you managed a budget, grew revenues, or saved hours, add those numbers to each one of your bullet points. If you only have words for your bullet points, you are missing opportunities to show real impact. My students are always surprised when I find numbers in each bullet point that they may not have seen immediately, but they are there if you dig a little bit deeper. For example, how many meetings did you attend? How many people were in the department or on your team? How many slides was the pitch deck? How many pages was the report? If you are an early career applicant, then you need to add at least one number per bullet point, or you're gonna risk looking like what you did was busy work. Number 6 is to cut the noise. You get one verb per bullet point. For example, I have many students who will say things like collaborated and organized, or facilitated and communicated with. You get one verb per bullet point because clarity is gonna win over fluff every time. Number 7, include months, years, and locations. In recent years, admissions committees have explicitly said that they want you to add the months, years, and locations for every one of the experiences on your resume, which includes your education, your work experience, and volunteering. Now, if you don't include the months, it's gonna look like you're trying to cover up gaps, which is not gonna be a good message to send to the admissions committees. Plus, then they're gonna have to go back to the work history section of your application and check what the months were. And our goal with these applications is to make it as cognitively easy to review as possible. Number 8, do not include links. So you do not want to waste space with a LinkedIn profile link or a portfolio link. I've also had students try to include links to the companies that they worked for or companies that they were advising, and we don't want to do that. The reason is because the admissions committees have spent a ton of their time and resources to figure out exactly what they want to ask the applicants for in the application. And if they haven't asked you for it, it means they don't want to know. So you have to be aware of that and respect it. Do not waste their time by trying to give them more information than what they've asked for. So keep the admissions committee's eyes on your achievements, not clicking away. Number 9, education comes first. Unless you are applying to an executive program, then you need to put your education at the top. Why? Because you are applying to an educational program. So if you were to put your education at the bottom, you're sending this message that you are deprioritizing your previous degrees, undergraduate and master's. And that's not the message that you want to send to the admissions committees. Number 10, match the degree name exactly. So if your resume says that your undergraduate degree was a Bachelor of Science in Business, but your transcript says that your degree was a Bachelor of Business Administration, that's a mismatch, and it's going to look like you're careless. So make sure that whatever you put on your resume for your degree name matches your transcript precisely. Add your GPA only if it's above 3.5 out of 4. So if you have a strong GPA, then show it on your resume. If it's below 3.5 out of 4, just leave it off the resume. In the application, you will have a place where they're going to ask you for it. Plus, they'll see it on your transcript. Now, if you have a GPA that's below 3.0 out of 4, then there is a place in the application where you can contextualize your GPA, which is usually going to be in the optional essay. Number 12 is to showcase achievements under education. Now, if you achieved scholarships, or you took leadership roles in student clubs, or competed in an entrepreneurship competition and placed in the top 3, or you were ranked top 3 in your class, or you aced certain courses, meaning you got an A or higher, then you should include those details. It will make your education section pop. Also, if you did a capstone project, bachelor's thesis, or final project, and you scored well on it, then you should absolutely include that under education. Number 13 is to reinforce your narrative. So you want to pull out projects and achievements that are going to tie into your application narrative. So if that narrative included entrepreneurship, for example, then innovative projects, roles, activities that you were involved in should be highlighted in your resume as much as possible. Number 14 is volunteering and affiliations. All of my students will add one of these sections to their resume, either volunteering or affiliations. And the reason is because it will show the admissions committees that they are committed to more than just their career, that they care about the impact that they're making on our world. So for example, they might volunteer for a nonprofit organization and add that, or join a professional association as a student member and take a leadership role. Number 15 is our insider tip. We don't want to guess with job titles, dates, or salary information. Now the reason is because if you are admitted and then you choose to enroll, the admissions committees hire a third-party company called Rivera that is going to reach out to all of the companies that you listed on your resume and your application, and they're going to ask those companies, did this person work there? What dates did they work to and from? What's their salary information? What was their job title? And if your answers that you put in your application or on your resume are significantly different from the responses of the human resources that your companies give the admissions committees, then it could be grounds for the admissions committees to rescind your offer. So you don't want to take that risk. So you want to be completely accurate and truthful. And if you don't know some piece of information, you can't remember, was it this month or that month, or how much did I actually include that bonus? Did they actually give it to me that year? Then just reach out to the human resources department at your companies and ask them, what do you have on file for me? Those are my 15 tips from reading over 5,000 resumes. If you found them helpful, then subscribe for more MBA and master's admission strategies and check out these videos next.